Hey there again. This is Phil Endress from Baseball Card Exchange, and you're listening to the BBCE podcast. I'm here alongside Rick and Steve from Baseball Card Exchange. And with it being June 2025, we are preparing for the National. That's right, the National Sports Collectors Convention. It happens once a year. It's the biggest card convention in the world, and we're there. And we're there every year, and there's a lot of work that goes into it. And so today we're going to talk about the ins and outs, what really goes on behind our 2,500 square foot booth at the National. We got Rick alongside us here today, and he really spearheads the National booth. And I also should say, we don't just have a 2,500 square foot booth. We also have another booth now, and you can talk about the dimensions on that. But Rick is the National guy. He's the one that puts it together for us. He's the one in charge of the layout and the setting up. And so we're going to dive into the ins and outs of that today. Rick?
First of all, I'm looking for my replacement.
He's been saying that.
Just for that week.
Yeah. It starts early in the year.
Yeah.
It starts February, March. We start putting stuff aside because you obviously have to fill the booth.
Right.
And it's a lot. And especially
200 surface feet.
Yeah, this year's a little tougher because of some of the restrictions that put on us for unopened and stuff like that. But it's just a lot of stuff you got to carry in, and we like to bring enough to make everybody happy. You got to bring 4, 5, 6 boxes of everything, and hopefully a lot of it sells, so you don't have to pack it up and bring it home. But
right.
So we've been doing, I think the first National that Steve and I did together, late 90s, I'm guessing it was 98 maybe, it was in Cleveland. And Steve and I took his Ford Explorer, and I think we had his dad with us. No, his dad wasn't there. We drove his Ford Explorer to Cleveland, and we shared what's a normal booth size? 10 by...
1010 or 1015.
Yeah, I think it was a 10 by 15,
Okay.
and we split that with somebody else. So we basically started with a 10 by 10 booth.
Yeah.
And now we're 50 by 50.
Crazy.
One location.
Yeah, and one location, and now we take. We'll have up to 20 different employees working the show at some point during the National.
Right.
So it's a lot of people, a lot of hotel rooms, a lot of logistics goes into it. Yep. But you go from the setup of all the showcases. You got to rent everything. You got to coordinate with the hall, the unions to get the sign hung, get the forklift, carpet, electricity, internet. There's just so much that goes into it. So
It's a lot of work.
Usually we bring a 26-footer
Right.
that you load up with pallets.
Yep.
And then we bring a 16-footer for the other loose stuff
Right.
and the stuff we buy
Right.
Yep.
to bring back.
Yeah.
And we also take authentication at the show, and typically we send a truckload of authentication back almost every day. Maybe not a truckload, but
Yeah.
it's stuff that we would not have room if we kept it all till the end.
Correct.
So
And-
we do make daily trips.
And with a 50-50 size booth, it's important for us to keep the we want to keep the pass clear. And so we do take things in and out. So, all right, it's Monday of the National. We're moving in. What does that look like? What does that day entail?
That's one of the more enjoyable days.
That's one-
corporate only.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not too many people.
Right.
Air conditioning?
Nah, not usually.
Not-
Yeah,
or at least
but we
it's
don't
not-
we don't typically do a whole bunch of work on
Right.
the first day.
Right.
Basically, what we want to do is get the trucks unloaded and everything into the booth. And that usually takes, I think they allow us in at about 10 o'clock in the morning, maybe 10:30. We get all our badges and this and that, and then we go right over to the convention center and start talking to them about getting our stuff in. And basically, we like to set up the perimeter, with the showcases and maybe some shelving and tables. And then we leave everything on the inside, and usually that's our easiest day of the week.
No product that day.
No, nothing
Just
at all.
Leave it all wrapped up and safe.
Typically, we can be out of there by 2 or 3 o'clock, and then we try to get a nice, good meal and rest. So, so you go in Tuesday morning and you start breaking it all down, setting up all the different shelving, to put all the unopened product on, start unpacking everything, and we'll have 6 good, hardworking people that day, and we can get it set up in one day, and then you're on to Wednesday, and it opens.
Even on Tuesday, you have to set up all the computers and printers
Oh,
for
yeah.
authentication.
Yes.
Since we're doing it on site, you just
Right.
don't do it.
Right.
You have to create the labels with the computers, with the data.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
it's
that all has to be wired together.
that's all the stuff that is going on behind the shelves.
Right.
Pray the internet works.
Yeah.
Even when you pay for it, you pray the internet works.
Right.
That's right.
Yeah. But fortunately, I think Chicago's been pretty good in
Yes,
the past.
it has.
You pay a little more for the better stuff, but everything in this business is internet nowadays. You can't go from one
That's right.
table to the next. Somebody's not on their phone looking something up.
Yep.
So,
Absolutely.
but yeah. So then Wednesday morning we get in and basically just kind of start setting up for the show. And what is it, 3:00? I think the VIPs
That's
are let
the
in.
long day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that goes till 8:00 at night.
8 o'clock.
That's a very good 12-hour day. Probably closer to 13.
Right.
But
And that's still a day vehicles come in.
yes.
So the air sometimes doesn't go on till 3.
Yeah.
And if you get a 90-degree day, it gets rough.
So, a lot of people think, well, you just show up, but we're, for the most part, now this year I'm driving back and forth. I like to sleep in my own bed. Since we're in Chicago, I'll take that hour drive back and forth to sleep in my own bed. But typically the BBCE crew will wake up, grab some bite to eat, then walk over to the convention center on Wednesday and then Thursday as well. And you'll go back into Thursday and talk more about it. But then the crew is sort of stationed at different places around the booth. A couple people have the pack area, the unopened area, the front area. And so talk about lunch. What do we do for lunch? How do we eat? This is a challenge.
Gibson's.
There you go. If it's in Chicago.
Yeah.
I honestly, I think last year was difficult.
Yeah.
I don't think we ate lunch most days.
Oh, no, you're
because it was just so busy and the lines they're terribly long. It was in
The,
Cleveland.
DoorDash.
Yeah.
But they'd only bring it to the front, so
Right.
we had to coordinate somebody to meet them.
And that's something we do in Chicago. We do a lot of DoorDash because it's just a lot easier to get in and out.
Right.
But yeah, you mean when you got 10, 12 people working the booth, you got to rotate people in. It's just again that
Two
L word,
people eat.
logistics.
Okay, you two people eat. Now you two people eat.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, I've only done 4 or 5 nationals with you guys. And I don't know how many times it's 50-50 whether or not, like, even if I order, it might not be 2 hours before I get to that order because maybe somebody came up to sell something or do something.
Yeah.
So
You don't know what's going to happen.
exactly. You don't know.
Yeah.
Sometimes
And
you just can't eat.
And that's just like our booth. Our booth. We have our people selling stuff, or our salespeople. Steve is doing authentication. You're doing some buying. I'm just floating.
Yeah.
It's just everybody's busy. Like if you're going to the National for the first time, bring 2 pairs of shoes because you will want to rotate your shoes out every day because your feet will be sore.
And I know at our booth, too, sometimes it hurts before you decide to go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's exactly
You're
right.
so busy, you actually have to say to yourself, man, I'm starting to hurt. I got to go.
And and we communicate, between all of us.
Yeah.
Steve doesn't just get up and leave because he's the boss, but he lets just about everybody know, hey, I'm going here, I'm going here, I'm going here, I'm going here. There's a lot of communication going on, a lot of talking between us. Hey, I'm running here, I'll be right back. But it takes a team to do this right and to do it effectively.
And I know that we're busy at the corporate booth, but that smaller booth is just nonstop.
Slammed.
I mean, I think we had anywhere up to like 6 people in this not small, but
10
it's 10
by 30
10
by 10.
Yeah.
We even had runners last year, which
Yeah.
was a new job that we didn't even know we had
Yeah.
needed.
Yep,
We
going
had
back and forth.
we
But I
had
mean,
runners.
People trying to buy, people
Yeah.
trying to sell. It was just jam packed.
was-
I know
yeah.
Billy worked his butt off.
Yeah, he did.
50 feet of frontage of vintage graded cards.
Yes.
The hottest part of the hobby. And modern.
Yeah, so let's make this clear. This is an additional booth that we have.
Yes.
And we'll have an additional booth again this year. And Steve, so now tell them about that booth.
It'll maybe 50 yards away, 40 yards away. It's close.
Yeah.
We try to do that on purpose.
Correct.
It'll be 10 by 30 by 10 because the backdrop will be the booths we share with another person. Mm-hmm. And 30, probably 40 of those 50 feet will be vintage graded cards.
Yes.
The other 10 will be modern graded cards. We're going to try to find an area where we can put packs and rack packs this year because we've been told that our packs and rack packs and everything like that needs to be sold at our other booths.
Yeah.
So we're not sure how we're going to do it because that takes up a lot of space. may have a condensed area where,
Yeah, and let me just say a little commercial, too, about these vintage cards that are there. These vintage cards are not like recycled cards that we've taken out of our online inventory.
oh no, this is stuff that I've salted away for my whole life.
This is curated by Steve Hart,
Yes.
and this has not been for sale on eBay, and will not be for sale on eBay.
Nope. Once
So
the show's over, it goes back into whatever.
exactly. So
Last year was the first year I brought it out. Mm-hmm. And it, like Rick said, it was a zoo.
So if you're seeing this and you're like, man, I got to check out that booth, no, we're not going to take half of VCP on this. So we don't need low offers on this. We price them fairly.
Yep.
And
In fact, last year, I believe, Rick, you had several security cameras at that booth.
yes.
Several.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And, I always, every morning I repeat to the employees until they're sick and tired of me.
Yeah.
One person at a time. Make sure somebody looks at something.
One card at a time.
Somebody asks somebody else, can you look at something? So you say, hold on 1 second, sir.
Exactly.
You work with one person on one item, then you put it back away, then you go work with somebody else.
Right.
Everything's too fast over there.
Exactly.
Yep.
So yeah, if you come by, we are certainly busy. Just have a little patience with us. We will definitely get to you. We'll take care of you. We'll give you good customer service. But it is just a crazy house
Yes. Yep.
over at that booth. So have a little patience with us. So yeah, that brings us to Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We're getting closer to the end of the show. We're getting tired. Very rarely, but it does happen from time to time. We have a slow 30 minutes. But, I mean, I don't think that happened at all at Cleveland last year.
I would say, what do you think, Rick, from about 10 till about 5, you don't even count the time.
Yeah.
You don't even know
right.
time is moving. Mm-hmm. About 5 o'clock, some people start moving out. But then sometimes from 5 to 6, you don't have enough time to get done what you need to get done in that hour.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So we get into the weekend. The weekends, I mean, it's crazy. And we get to Sunday, and we are happy. Happy,
Not
but
completely happy.
Not completely.
Because Rick starts early.
Yes.
Sunday morning.
Because we also know we have teardown. And so we're happy that it's coming to a close. We're fearful that our banner might not get down quick.
Or ever shipped to us if we have that option.
Right. So talk about the teardown. What's the teardown like? What's that last day like?
According to the national rules, you're not allowed to start packing up until the show is over. And we do that. We can start pre-packing stuff. When you get in the morning on Sunday, you could start pulling the body bags. It's all those little things that, just one little thing, and they just add up.
Body bags, by the way. I feel like we need to mention what body bags are.
So, body bags are when you have your showcases, you put the showcases on top of a body bag, and then the body bag comes up, closes, got a zipper on it with a lock, so you can lock your showcases up at night. A little extra measure of security.
While it could be opened, it
Yes.
would be difficult to cut through it
Yes.
with
Right.
security not noticing you.
And one of the first things you got to do in the morning is go visit the convention center again and say, "Hey, look, I need a forklift, I need my sign down, I need this and that," because you got to get your name on the list first thing in the morning.
Yep.
And Rosemont is really probably one of the better ones. As far as that goes, I mean, everybody wants their stuff done first.
Right.
I just want to be on the list.
Yeah.
I just want to know that we're going to do it.
Yeah.
I mean, and I know that we've loaded the stuff out by hand before, because you're waiting on a forklift forever.
One thing I could brag
So-
about for you, Rick, is Monday, Tuesday, and the first part of Wednesday is set up. We get packed up in 2 hours.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah,
Well, everybody's a little more excited when it comes time to pack up than it was for unpacking.
I mean, it's exciting because the show's starting.
Yes.
But now you really want to get home.
Right.
Yes.
So yes, everybody's busting it.
yeah.
And
Yes.
like Rick said, I have to get outside in line with the truck.
Yeah.
I'd like to be third in line rather than 33rd in line.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yep.
And Glenn, if you're watching us,
Yeah, exactly.
Glenn is the gentleman that runs the docks at the convention center. Known
Very
him for
nice
years
guy,
and years.
yes, yep.
And the guy gets a lot of credit. He really tries to make everybody happy.
Yeah, that's
and
good.
that's
limited
like
amount of docks.
it's
8?
impossible.
8 docks?
Well, technically, I mean, they have 8 docks, but 5 of them are like pre-positioned for the larger corporate things.
Yes.
And they, so you only get like 3 docks,
Yep.
where you get to move in and out of. Last year, as a matter of fact, we loaded out on the street.
Yeah,
We didn't even get a dock.
Yep.
And they said, hey, just take it out there, and we load it up and we're gone. Because, I mean, once we start moving stuff, we bring 2 pallet jacks. Typically, we're going to have probably 10 pallets worth of stuff, maybe 11. And then you just start rolling out, loading it up, and you're out.
Yeah,
but
you're pushing them down the Bryn Street for a little while.
yeah.
Yeah.
But, you know,
you want to get home.
That's it.
and you got to be really careful during teardown because the thievery is
Yes.
a little more prevalent
Correct.
during then because, you know,
Yeah.
you're not necessarily paying attention.
Yep. Showcases are rotated to where there's access.
Yep.
We'll usually have one employee just sitting there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just
Roaming his
watching.
eyes. Yep.
And we like to keep our perimeter set up because one of the things that is bad about the National is they let people pull their cars in. You know,
Right.
as soon as the show is over, and now you can't move inside there because there's cars blocking all the aisleways.
Right.
So, you know, another thing you got to deal with. But usually, if the show closes at 5, most of those people are out of there by 6:30. You know, we're still there by 7, but now we can move around, and now, you know, hopefully we have good access to a forklift and this and that. But, you know, usually if I'm home from Chicago before 10 o'clock on a national Sunday night, that's good. I'm happy with that.
Absolutely.
And then Monday comes.
And right, and that's a great point. You know, I do most of the shows, or I do a lot of shows for Baseball Card Exchange through the year, and you know, people ask me about those shows, and they're like, "Oh, so you're doing a show from Friday to Saturday?" And I say, "No, my show's from Thursday to Monday."
Right. Yep.
You know, there's the travel day, the Thursday, and then on Sunday, usually when I do a show, it's a drive. So that 10 hours of driving, I'm probably processing the show and the information and the data that I've collected for, you know, at least a couple hours on that drive. So you have people that you've talked to that say, hey, I have a collection, or you're thinking about the things that you bought. You're trying to keep accurate records when you buy things, write it down. Sometimes deals happen so quick that you forget to write something down, and because the next deal just showed up. And so my mind doesn't ever fully get off the show until the trucks are unloaded, the product is accounted for, and the paperwork is, in my mind, complete and accurate. First few times I did a show, you know, first of all, you're dealing with cash, and Steve gave me cash to go do a random show. I could not find $100 worth of stuff, and it was like, you know, sure, I could have just put my $100 in. I just couldn't find it until I unpacked, and then I go, that's what I didn't write down. So, you know, that there is the show, but then there's the paperwork that goes in it. What did we sell? What did we do? And now I got to put everything back.
Yep.
So
the
kinda-
national convention,
Right.
like Rick said, we're so relieved when we hit the road.
Yeah.
Driving home, we're tired, we get home. Well, Rick's got to get in early Monday because things don't stop.
No?
The website has been selling all week,
Great.
and you've got to get the inventory back to where it belongs so we can start pulling it and shipping it.
Correct.
You just don't wake up Monday and say, man, that was a good week. Let's take a few days off.
Right.
No, you got to hit it hard.
You got to hit it hard.
Like prior to the show, I'm going to pull 200 to 300 items off of the website to take to the national. Then when we get back, we got to put all that stuff right back up. So,
Plus
I mean,
what we bought.
Yeah,
200 or
plus-
300 more boxes,
Yeah.
different titles.
Yeah.
It's really, I mean, it's work, but it's a fun job. You know,
Yeah,
you get
right.
to do something you enjoy.
Right.
We got a good crew, you
Yeah.
know, and so I mean, it's
I would say for 2 weeks, a whole monkey wrench is kind of thrown into the machine.
Sure.
A little bit outside of that preparing,
Mm-hmm.
but for 2 weeks, there's a full monkey wrench thrown into the way it runs.
Yeah, and I would say there's probably rarely a time that we don't have at least the national in the back of our minds.
oh yeah,
You know, planning for it, and it's almost starts immediately again.
yeah.
So anyway, that is a little sneak peek into what really goes on at the National. It's a lot of work. It's fun. Obviously, what we do is great. We're blessed to be able to do it. But the National is a beast of its own. It's a one-of-a-kind show. If you've never been, you owe it to yourself to go. If you like sports cards, if you like the hobby, check it out. So that's all for us today on this episode of the podcast. Please make sure that you subscribe to our channel. We put out a new episode every single Friday. So you want to check it out from now on, but also go back and watch all the ones that you've missed thus far. Thanks again. This is Phil with Rick and Steve. We're signing off on another episode of the BBCE podcast.